Hello everybody. Welcome back. This week I'm doing these quick tutorials on Microsoft Office, specifically right now Microsoft Word. And this is the second video in the series. And what I've done so far is I just went and copy and pasted the Declaration of Independence, just the first couple paragraphs, right here into my Word document, so that I can start using some of these tools and show you. So right off the bat, in the last one I showed you how to do a save as, and go in and tell it where to save your document. Once you have your document saved, you don't have to go through all that. You can come right here to this little picture here that looks like an old floppy disk, click it, and it'll automatically save your document wherever you saved it. So it'll save it with the same name and everything, so you don't have to keep going and doing the save as and all that. So let's start by doing one of the basics. Let's just typing some text. All you have to do is put this cursor wherever you want it, and you start typing. This is my first attempt to use Word. I hope I learn a lot. Okay, so that's all I did was started typing. And notice it filled it in the same size and the same style as the text that was already on the screen. This is really good because sometimes you may be using something different than what's normal or what's standard, and you want your text to blend in together. You don't want there to be patches where it's different than others. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. What I did here is I did what we call highlighting. There's several different ways you can highlight text. One way is to put the mouse at the beginning or the end of the text, click and hold the left mouse button, and then drag. If I drag it to the right, it starts following me, highlighting everything that I'm doing. If I were to go down, now it's highlighted that line, the top line, and the half of the bottom line, or the next line. And I can highlight as much as I want. The reason we need to highlight is because anything I do to highlighted text, it does the same thing to all of the text that's highlighted there. So if I decided I wanted to change the font size or the font type of this first paragraph, I could come here and I could say right here, this one where it says Times, this is my font type. I can click on that, and there's a whole lot of different ones. And as I point to them, notice that my document's changing. It's showing you what it would look like if you chose that one. If I use this script, it looks like that. It looks like old-timey writing, which can be difficult to read. This one's called Algerian. Typically, either Times New Roman or Arial are going to be two of the more popular ones. There's a couple others that are also pretty popular. One of the reasons these are so popular is because they're easy to read, and because other word processors besides Microsoft Word can understand them. So if you pick something like Algerian, well, maybe not every text editor can understand Algerian, but they all understand Arial. They all understand Times New Roman, and there, like I said, there's a couple others, but most of the time we stick to those just because they're the easiest. Calibri is another one that's pretty easy, that pretty much everybody understands. So if I pick one, let's say I go with Arial. Now this text is slightly different than this text. Notice when I click on this text, it says Times. When I click up here, now it says it's Arial. I'm going to change it back so that it's all the same, and I can do so by either just highlighting this paragraph, or I could have highlighted more. I could have done something like that and told it, okay, make it all Times New Roman. Same goes with the size here. This is the second box. Right now it's a 12. 12 is standard size. Most documents that you make are going to be Times New Roman and 12. But if you do decide you wanted something bigger, look at that. I can make it huge. Often what you'll see is the headers, like let's say Declaration, maybe this is my header, maybe it'll be bigger. Let's do 18 or 20, something like that, so it stands out. So that way it's a little bigger than what everything else is, and then maybe down here there'll be the next section header or whatever. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's some of the basics, and I hope you join me in the next segment.